What's good with it in the hood with it? Welcome back to the Collective Clips, where you already know we get it in. But before we get it in, let's hit that like and subscribe button. Put your notification bell on also, that way you're directing in the direction of the dope content I'm kicking. And I highly appreciate all the support, man. Remember, stay humble and hustle hard, right? You got to do what you do, man. Hit that like and subscribe button though, man. Do that for your boy one time, man. We're going up on this channel and it's all because of you. I highly appreciate that, man. I'm very humbled because of it. Thank you. So, breaking news. Boom, 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 right? And I can tell you, man, I'm not happy about it, right? It's kind of a sad situation, but the word on the curb is someone gave me a phone call. I chopped it up with the guy from LA, and he told me that, Blueface got whacked in the county jail yesterday. Now, again, this is coming from somebody who, I could say is a real one. Someone that, anything he's ever told me has been actual and factual. But at the same time, there's really no way for me to verify it 100%. But from what I'm being told by him and maybe even a couple other sources that got at him was that, Blueface found himself in an altercation in the county and he got moved on. That he got poked twice. Now I'm hearing that he got stabbed twice. I'm also hearing that he was just assaulted. Again, I don't know what is true, but I can say that I seen it coming. Someone like Blueface, man, who from everything I've heard, man, is a very controversial figure. He's constantly in the mix with people and he's living that real gang life. According to what people say, he's been going through a lot of turmoil lately, whether it be in his relationship with his chicks or whatever he's going through. But he found himself caught up in a situation where, the LA County Jail, they're not playing with you. They don't care, again, if you're famous. Doesn't matter what tier you're on, what pod you're in. I'm not sure if he was in high power in the max custody in LA County Jail or where they had placed him. More than likely, I would think they would place him in high power because people of celebrity status and people that are famous, they try to keep segregated away from the general population, for reasons like this. Again, just like I said about Danny Masterson, on his appeal going back to the LA County Jail, it's a dangerous place. It's one place where they will reach out and touch you. They got some serious individuals in high power, guys that are not playing. Now, from what I'm hearing, this altercation that took place was all over. Not that they had a green light on him or that they were waiting on him or there was some beef with somebody, but more so that he got into it with someone and it went left very fast, right? Now, I could see it happening because I've watched, Blueface throw hands. I've watched him box and quietly as it's kept, it looks like he has some hands about himself. He's a taller individual, pretty athletic with hands. The cripping is real. So you would think that somebody, if they came at him, they were going to try to put steel in him. Now, of course, in the state of California, when someone puts metal in you, steel, they stab you, they're trying to take your wind. Okay, there's no get backs from that. They're not trying to just poke you a little bit and scratch you up and we'll talk tomorrow, right? Usually they're going for the gusto. They're going for a kill shot. They're trying to end your career, period. No more concerts for you, Blueface, right? But from what I'm hearing, he's okay. He's all right. It was just a simple assault and he got stabbed. And now again, don't mark my words on this one. This is just what's coming from the LA County Jail. This is what's coming to several well-known individuals and coming through them to this person that got at me. So I could be wrong or I could be right. But at the end of the day, I felt that it merited enough or warranted enough for me to give you guys this information. Because if it is true, man, it's crazy. That just goes to show you that anybody can get got, especially in the state of California, man. Doesn't matter if you're a rapper, actor, whatever the fuck you think you are or you think you're doing, they're not playing. When you're a gang member, when you proclaim to be a gang member, when you sing gangster rap music and you're crippin', right? I'm crip, Mama Bear, everything ain't gonna see all right for Blueface, right? When you think, everything is good in the hood, it really isn't. Now, one thing I've heard about LA County Jail, I've never been there, but what I've heard is, if you have enemies, you are going to catch that fade, especially when it comes to the black population. I know when it comes to the Mexicanos, everybody is together, the Southsiders, whatever business they have to clean up or do what they do, they does it, hands-on and weaponry. But when it comes to the blacks, man, they're quick to take the fades. And I always thought that was righteous of them. If you see your enemy, there is no coming together. There is, as the black race, if there's something racial, yes, they will all come together and fight against a different ethnicity. But they do hood politics, You're going to see guys from 60s going at it with A-Trays. You're going to see guys from Hoovers going at it with everybody. guys from Watts and Compton, and you're going to see all that. If they're your enemy from the streets, they continue to be your enemy while incarcerated. Only there's different rules to the game. You take that fade. I've seen or I've heard stories where guys went into the LA County Jail into a pod and they had to go at it with everybody because they were just in a pod of enemies. That's where they put them. And they got drugged, but they handled their business. And eventually you gain your respect and it's all good. You're always going to be from your hood, but you get your respect. And when you get out of county, man, you might be missing a tooth like Crip Mac, but you're respected. Now, speaking of Crip Mac, it's funny that, I see what's been going on with Brick Baby and, him slandering Crip Mac, saying that when Crip Mac was in the county, he was taking all these fades and he was losing all these fades. But it doesn't matter, win, lose, or draw, he was fighting. You know what I'm saying? I don't know where Brick Baby's fade game was at while he was taking all these fades, but I know that, being from the O's in a similar neighborhood, shouldn't Brick Baby been taking them same type of fades with his homie? I don't know, man. I know in YA, in Nellis, when I was there around a lot of Crips, man, if you fought one guy from 60s, you fought them all from the 6-0s, right? If you fought one guy from the sporty 40s, all of them, that's just what it was. One jump, all jump. You're going to fight one of the homies from the hood, you're going to fight all the homies from the hood. And that's just what it'd be like. So that's how I thought LA always rocked. Whether it was blacks or Mexicans, if you fight one bean, you're going to fight the whole burrito. You fight one fucking chicken wing, you're going to fight the breast too, right? That's just the get down. But again, man, that's the word on the curb. Is the breaking news that Blueface was stabbed or assaulted. If one person told me he was stabbed twice, I don't know whether that is true or not. That's just what I'm hearing, from some sources. But then another person told me he was just assaulted. Either way, something happened to Blueface. And it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate because, the guy's just in there doing his time. But when you're that one and you're all on the internet and you think you're bad, homie, and you're really cripping and you're really gangbanging, well, this is the type of shit that happens all the time. I've seen people, the people that get by and are able to do their time with less physical harm coming to them and less drama are the people that keep their head low, stay aware, are willing to do what they have to do to secure their household and their gente, but at the same time don't involve themselves into politics, don't raise their hand for nothing. And it doesn't mean they're not a gangster, it doesn't mean they're not down, it just means they know when to hold them and when to fold them. They know when to play their position and how to play it right, how to stay in their lane and keep going straight, because when you veer off to the left or right, you're going to take that dark path and find some big bad motherfuckers with shanks right there on that side of the yard. It's ugly. Now, if this did happen, what's going to happen here to Blueface? Well, more than likely, if he was hit by his own people or hit by another ethnicity, then I could see it popping off. Now he's going to be segregated from everybody because he was the victim. See, in this case, the aggressors will be taken to the hole if they were caught in the situation. And of course, the victim will play the victim role, and he will probably be placed in the ad seg in the hole, pending investigation and to see what's going to happen if these areas are going to be charged. If it was a stabbing, best believe if they were caught, the weapon was involved, it was, they found it, then he's, of course, they're going to charge these guys. That's just what it is, especially hitting someone in a rapper like Blueface, who's pretty well known. They're probably going to get charged. And of course, in this situation, this is when your gangbanging and your credibility gets tested, because they will offer him protective custody. They will offer him a keep away, a soft shoe chrono. Whether he takes it, receives it, grasps it, grips it, and runs with it is totally up to him. If he chooses not to do that, then they will place him right back in probably the same building that he got stabbed in, and he'll be the one mopping up the blood. That's just how it is. You get an option. They don't automatically, unless you're Danny Masterson, place you in a safer environment. What they do is segregate you away from everyone so they could figure out and facilitate some type of investigation. And once they find out who did what and what got did, then they'll fucking clean out, weed it, everything out, and then put you right back. So I was about to say Big Face. Shout out to the homie Big Face, my boy, right? But Blueface in this case, if he was the victim and got victimized, more than likely they're going to conversate with them. Some police officers are going to pull up to his door and bump baking soda breath. They're going to talk and they're going to want to see what he has to say. And if he says names and he points fingers in directions, well, we already know what route that is, right? And he'll no longer be embraced by his car. You can't tell on the people who did something to you. If it was just a little checking and he got checked or DP'd, then it is what it was, man. And people are putting more hot sauce on it than it's really worth. But from what I'm hearing, and they're reputable people who told me this, why did my shit move? Was that a ghost, right? From what I'm hearing in real life was that he was touched up and he was stabbed. So there's the breaking news right there. Now, of course, we know Blueface is looking at a little bit of time, whether he goes to prison or not. I'm not too sure. I haven't kept up with this case. I know this Vato got cases everywhere. I think he's incarcerated on either getting caught with a weapon, discharging a weapon, or the incident where he pushed the girl off the stage. He's got a lot going on. You know, and that's what happens when you got internet fame and you're a rapper and you're going through some emotional fucking bullshit with your chick and she's getting your face all blasted on her and they're crying and they're spitting and they're yelling and they're fucking and they're cussing and she's pulling his hair and he's pulling her mom's. I mean, it's just crazy, right? That type of emotional non-stability, right, it fucks up everything you got going on and you can't think straight. And I could see this guy actually getting, you know, while incarcerated, bumping heads with people. Because people are always going to want to test him because he's on the internet, because he's a rapper. You know, there's people that are envious or jealous, or again, this could be a situation where, you know, it was gang related. I could see that the possibilities. Again, I don't have the exact information of why this happened, but I believe it to be true that there was an incident that took place where Blueface was blasted. But from what I'm hearing, he's okay. He's stable condition. He just took it and kept on ticking. And, you know, I wish the best for him. You know, in the situation he's in, being incarcerated, that's enough bullshit on your plate. I know that he's got these fines and has to pay this money, and then you got to deal with your lawyers, and you got whack 100. Oh, pow, bro. You know, I'm trying to visit you and tell you about all the shenanigans. And then in the meantime, in between time, you still have to keep your head above water. And if you're gangbanging, homes, if you're real, in real life, there's some individuals right there that don't got internet fame, that don't got a name out there like that, but do got metal and know how to sharpen it. Okay, so if this did really happen, it's just an ugly situation, and it's something to basically keep your eye on because where does he go from here? You know, what do you think? Do you think he'll go protective custody? Do you think he's not going to say anything and just maintain? You know, I don't know Blueface like that. I don't have not a bad thing to say about him. I like to clown a little bit, man, but I've done time with Schoolyard Crips where he's allegedly from, and the Schoolyard Crips I was around, man, were some savages, some beasts. In fact, okay, I'll tell you a story, man. Rest in peace, first and foremost, to Baby Snaps from Legend Crip, right? He had one eye. That was the homie who was in Nellis. Snaps from Legends was with the business. Used to play some serious basketball. Could get his dunkalation on, right? He was like Kobe before Kobe. Only he had one eye, right? And he was doing it like that. 360, windmills, all that. So we're on Kennedy in Fred C. Nellis in the Youth Authority. And a guy gets there from Schoolyard Crip. Now, I can't tell you if they were enemies from the streets or just didn't like each other from juvenile hall, but there was definitely beef there. Now, Snap was tall, thin, but ripped up and was a beast. I had seen him put major hands on a lot of people, right? And he always had an attitude, man. He was just super gangster, right? Didn't give a fuck about nothing. Legends, he used to always say, Legend Crip. And this guy from Schoolyard was a light-skinned cat with the shits, too, with all the shenanigans, right? And I watched these guys go behind that handball court. And I remember there was two COs that worked there. They were YCs, youth counselors. One of them's name was T and the other one was TS. And they were both from 60s Crip. Facts, right? One was fat, one was tall and skinny. And we knew every time they worked, you better watch your back because they didn't give a fuck what happened. In fact, they be eating peanuts, smoking cigarettes, watching the fights, right? Talk about you got your motherfucking ass kicked, right? So these guys worked that day. And I remember they got at the counselors. That's the way we used to do it in Nellis. You didn't try to hide it and run. And you straight up get at the cop like, hey, man, we're going to have some business. The cops are like, do that shit. They didn't want to fill out paperwork. As long as you didn't do it like fucking in the open where they had to pull the alarm, handle your business, man. Go behind the handball court, fake it till you make it. Get yours on, right? They're taking bets and everything. So I remember they went behind the scenes, man. And this guy from Schoolyard Crip, he gave Snap a little fight. He had a little fight in him. And I always remember, man, from that point on, man, damn, these vatos from Schoolyard Crips are with the shit. They were in a very big hood. There wasn't very many of them locked up there. Not like the 60s or the Hoovers or the A-Trays or the PJs and all them, the Grape Streets. But they were definitely with the shit. I met a couple of them. And I could tell you, man, that was the only person I seen fight Snap that held his own. Because usually Snap would lock him out. He'd put his hand over his eye. He had a patch. And he put his hand over his eye and beat him up with one arm. Facts. That was real crippin'. So anyways, back to Blueface. Allegedly, he's from Schoolyard Crip. So I have nothing but respect for him and what he's got going on. And it's unfortunate if this incident did happen. But again, it could be a number of reasons why. And this is why I tell people, you know, just because you're famous or you got money doesn't buy you happiness or protection in prison. Like, this is not blood in, blood out. The polar bears are going to back my play, brother. Fuck no, they're not, right? No one is going to back your play but yourself. Ultimately, at the end of the day, the only one you have is you, yourself, and you. You know what I'm saying? That's it. De La Soul. That's all you have, because when you go in there, man, the people that are usually going to get you are your own people. You know, you might get in conflict with like people from the other side, or have riots with, you know, say black and white, north and south, Crip and Blood, all that. But the majority of the conflict and the shit that you see within the CDC, California Department of Corrections, as well as the county jails, are within your own car. Whether it's a DP, whether it's a pegada or a removal, you know, you fucked up, you got a bad case, or someone just don't like you and they manipulated and dirty macked you, dirty politics you behind your back so they can get off on you. That's usually how the shit goes down. It's always your own people. Again, man, from what I'm hearing, this was Crip business, and we're going to leave it like that, allegedly, right? If it did go down. And as far as any other ethnicity or group being involved, I didn't hear that, so I can't say that, you know? I ain't saying nothing about the Mexicans. Zero. Hero. And that's what it is. Anyways, with that being said, man, again, shit happens. You know, we'll see if it's true. We'll see if any other content creators drop something on it. I'm sure they will. Because I'm telling you right now, man, some of the people that I talk to behind the scenes would blow your mind. And I try to get you as much of the actual factual content that I can. But again, you know, I didn't get the details quite yet. I'll have to bring that to you later on. But from what I heard, something happened to him. He was assaulted. Okay, I'll just say that. Assaulted in the LA County Jail. And we'll see how it goes on from there. With that being said, I hope that you move smooth with a purpose. I hope that you get everything that you want coming. And remember, at the end of the day, it's all about the strive, the struggle, the struggle, the strive. One more thing I just remembered. Again, remember I said, Danny Masterson, if he gets an appeal, he's going to be moved to Millionaire Row in High Power, LA County Jail, right? And again, they don't play in there. That's exactly where Blueface was housed, right? He was housed in Supermax. See what I'm saying? Vatos will get on your head shit. You better watch out. They're coming. And that's just all I got to say about that. Anyways, thumbs up or thumbs down. Heavy's going to be the head that wears the crown. I'm going to continue to strive, struggle, and strive for what I honestly and truly believe in. And that's bringing you guys the best content I possibly can. I try to do the mostest for you because you guys are worth it. Again, I wish I could give you more details in the situation, and I'm sure other content creators will have better info. But you heard it here first, man. Fucking with the gun. You know, I'm trying to make shit happen. Captain, it's what it is, you know. Also, I'll be dropping another banger today. Make sure that you tap into it. It's a very good one. And I appreciate all the support I'm getting. With that being said, and I'm out. This is The Gun. Bang, bang.